If I could cross over into an alternate timeline, I can see a lot of things changing in my life. I might live in a different country, I might be a totally different person. But no matter how many different timelines there could possibly be, one thing I never see changing is Back to the Future being one of my favorite movies. It's a comedy, a science fiction, an action movie, and a high school movie. It has everything in it. Furthermore, it's a solid trilogy with a story arc that completes itself over the course of 3 movies. There's no way I can do them justice, you just gotta see them. So check it out, it's my little recap of the Back to the Future trilogy. Alright, first let's look at the plot. It's 1985 in Hill Valley. Marty McFly's the hip, cool, guitar-playing, skateboarding high school dude, but his family is anything but perfect. He has an uncle in prison, his mom's an alcoholic, and his father's a dweeb. But he also happens to be friends with the crazy scientist Doc Brown, who never invented anything that worked except for a time machine. The Doc's shot down by terrorists, and Marty accidentally goes back to the year 1955. So now he's got to get back to his own time. This right here is enough to base the whole movie around, but nope, he creates even more trouble for himself, like preventing his own parents from meeting and therefore preventing his own birth. That's what you call a problem. He tries everything to get his parents together, but his mom has the hots for him, and by only defending himself from the bully Biff, amplifies the problem. It's a growing dilemma that just keeps gaining momentum over the course of the movie. In fact, it gets down to the point where he has to do the complete opposite of what he's trying to do and take his mom out to the dance. Isn't this a crazy movie when you think about it? The plan goes wrong, but then the movie pulls some punches and does the unexpected. His nerdy dad becomes a man. Problem solved, right? Nope. Damn! Problem number 2, he's got to get back to 1985, and that spells nothing but trouble. And problem number 3, he has to save the Doc from being shot. I get dizzy just thinking about it all. The more times you watch it, the more clever details you notice. One example is the Twin Pines Mall. Marty goes back in time, knocks out a tree, and when he returns to the present, it becomes the Lone Pine Mall. It's the kind of movie that improves over time. But the characters are so funny and there's so many memorable lines, I'm going to try to pick one for my 3 favorite characters. My favorite Marty line is where he stresses the need to curse.
You really think I ought to swear? Yes, definitely. God damn it, George, swear.
My favorite Doc Brown line. He's explaining how Marty's going to go back to the future, and he could have demonstrated this whole thing with a paper and pencil, but he goes ahead and makes an elaborate model.
Please excuse the crudity of this model. I didn't have time to build it to scale or to paint it.
Favorite George line. He's working up the courage to talk to Lorraine.
Give me a milk. Chocolate.
What a badass. My favorite Biff line. George did a favor and let him borrow his car. Biff crashes it, and rather than apologizing, he complains about it.
I spilled beer all over when that car smashed into me. Who's going to pay my cleaning bill?
This is the first scene we see him, and it perfectly introduces his character. While visiting Los Angeles and the surrounding area, I had to find some of the Back to the Future locations, like this spot located right across from Griffith Observatory, which is not far from the tunnel from the second movie. But the spot which can be considered holy ground amongst Back to the Future fans is the mall parking lot where the Doc first tested DeLorean. I don't know what its real name is, but we'll always call it the Twin Pines Mall. If you think fourth dimensionally, it's as if the sign is right there. Using stills from the movie, my friend and I went to great lengths to match up the shots. Using the background as a reference, we found the exact spot where Marty and the Doc were standing. The sun was coming down quick, but after all, it was nighttime in the movie as well. So this is where they were standing when the DeLorean came racing towards them before disappearing and leaving behind a fiery trail. Like I said, this is a sacred spot for all us Back to the Future fans, and we're definitely not the first people to come here, because there was black gaffer's tape on the ground, clearly and accurately marking where Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox stood more than 20 years ago. Or could this tape be that old? We could only wish. Why do we care? Because it's such a great movie. The only way I can express this is by describing the wacky plot, talking about my favorite lines, and going to the locations. Other than that, there's not much I can say, so that's for everyone else to fill in the blanks and just have a little moment for Back to the Future.
You mean you have to use your hands? That's like a baby's toy.